Hi, hi, my name is Andrea and I will be teaching you how to find and how to make a break-even point. I will begin by defining what this term is. A break-even point is the point where a business is generating enough revenue to cover all of its costs. So in this case, new firms are not likely to achieve break-even points quickly because setup costs tend to be very high and revenues tend to be low because new products are not known by society. The break-even point serves for businesses to create a plan and to identify the time where the revenues will match the total costs. So I will begin by explaining where each line goes and move forward, outlining some figures. So in this case, we can see the title, which is a break-even chart for this company, Maze Green Yachts. In the y-axis, we have the total cost and revenues being gained by the company, and the output level being sold, the number of yachts being sold. So to begin with, the fixed line, the fixed cost, which is this horizontal yellow line, will always remain horizontal because they are expenses that are not dependent to a goods and services being produced, in this case the yachts. For example, we have rents and salaries that are only paid monthly or annually in some cases. In the case of the total cost, which is this blue line over here, it is the sum of the fixed cost plus the variable cost. Therefore, at zero output, which is right over here, all of the total costs are fixed because there is no selling or buying of goods. As can be seen, when fixed costs increase, total costs also increase, but total revenue remains the same due to the fact that the company isn't gaining anything. The total revenue curve, the red one over here, begins at zero because if no goods and services are being sold or bought, there will be no revenue for the company. The more goods and services sold, the total revenue will begin to increase, and the slope of this line is actually determined by the price of the good. So the movement of the fixed cost curve, the total revenue, and the variable cost will all change the break-even point. As I mentioned before, the intersection is where the business will begin to receive revenues. So in the break-even output, to the left of the break-even output, this area over here is the difference between the total cost and the total revenue, and this is the loss of the company. And to the right, we have the profit, because total revenue is greater than total cost. So if we modify total fixed costs, price, the total revenue, and the variable cost, the profit and the losses of the company also are changed. So in this second graph, we will interact with the total revenue or the price. If the price increases, like this, the break-even point changes and there is a bigger marginal safety. Marginal safety is defined as the difference between the break-even point and the output produced. On the other hand, if the total revenue decreases, the profit and the total revenue decreases because of the marginal revenue being decreased. So you can see how the profit area reduces. In the third graph, we will interact with the total cost. So in this case, if the total cost increases, the profit decreases and the break-even point increases, as can be seen here. This is the break-even point. And if the total cost decreases, there's a bigger marginal safety, which is the area over here, the profit. And finally, we have if we will begin finally changes in the total fixed costs, which is the horizontal line I was explaining before, alter the total costs. So when it comes to the break-even point, when this one increases, like this, there's a smaller profit because the break-even point is increasing, and therefore smaller marginal safeties. When the fixed cost decreases, there's a bigger marginal safety, and the profit is increasing. So companies tend to decrease and tend to reduce the fixed costs because this will increase their total revenues. Thank you very much.